G'day everybody! I want to talk about karate rules and kickboxing and all that kind of stuff. They have rules when you got to learn these kind of things, right? And they pretty much say you got to make sure you're self-defending yourself and you've done everything possible before you have to use what you've been trained that you can do, right? So once you get all these things that they tell you, so they've smacked someone out that, and you've asked them to stop, they're repeating to do it, you've repeatedly asked them to stop, right? They're getting to a part where they might be really damaging someone, right? Things like that. When they're really damaging someone, that means you're allowed to do the move of getting them off, right? And then when you get them off and they still don't want to, and you tell them, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to fight, and they go to come at you, then you're allowed to have what they call self-defense in most countries. A lot of countries say they're the land of the free and stuff like that, but their self-defense laws aren't quite right. And if you don't have all the video of things and stuff like that, and other people can out-talk you and stuff like that, you might not have this law, but it should be like this, right? And now we've got video cameras and stuff like that, and if people walk around when you go down the street, and be advised in your clothes, be pretty cool to have clothes that can just have little mini cameras, so that way you could have a camera on it if you really wanted to, and you won't even notice it, right? So hopefully you can have a future like that, because in that way that'll solve a lot of things when it comes to self-defense, wouldn't it? And you have these rules, and then if people break these rules, then they're going to cop it, isn't that right? Because they're not being free and just, and they're hurting others and taking rights from others and freedom from others, so they don't deserve it themselves, so they get beaten up or taken away, right? Instead of the other person who's done nothing wrong, or who's willing to talk and that, but they're not, and all that kind of thing. There's lots to it. But anyway, it's called self-defense. And people do moves when it comes to freedom and self-defense as things haven't happened for them. And so they need to make the next step. And so when it comes to my story, as far as I'm concerned, to the best of my ability, I did all the correct steps, everything I needed to do first, and then I did self-defense in the end, right? For what I believed I needed to do, for the actions I did. That's what I do when I go to do actions. So if I ever go to bring out a story, which is what I want to show with all sorts of things that I've been talking about lately, lady, I never said. That's what it's all about, pretty much. When it comes to self-defense for the planet, which is looking after the planet. The planet can't talk for itself, so I speak for the planet. Right? I pretty much speak mostly at the moment, and I can bring up things to make money, but mostly my main key is to talk about self-defense and what you need to do in the end if you're not getting what needs to be done for you for all the right reasons, what they say you to do, but they run you around. You got to take the next self-defense test to see what you need to do next, people, and that's what you do. You go step by step, because if you don't do the next step and you just pause, you will get nowhere. So you have to take the next step and the next step, because that step will lead to the next step, why that you needed to take that step, because without that step you may never get seen, kind of thing. Know what I mean? Anyway, people, have a good one, and see you later. Bye bye.